Today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanism in Werewords. This is a party game for 4 to 10 players. I played it a bunch of times this year and really enjoy it. It is among the few party games, social games that I really enjoy. And it's kind of based off a game called Insider that has some similar mechanisms, but the mechanism I'm going to talk about here is inherent to Werewords and it's really cool. So the idea of this game is kind of 20 questions. So someone knows a hidden word and everyone else is asking that person questions to try to find out what the word is. There are some different roles in the game where like someone might know the word but they're trying to ask questions that lead other players astray, but not in a way that identifies themselves to the other players. And there are a few other rules like that. There's another player who knows what the word is, and if the werewolves figure out who that player is, like if they ask questions that are too helpful to the general villagers in the game, then the werewolves can identify that player and win for themselves. But the really cool aspect of this game that I found, it's kind of just a simple thing, but it really adds to the game, is that when you ask a question to the one person who officially knows what the word is, like I might ask, is it a person? Instead of saying yes or no or maybe or whatever they're allowed to say, they have little tokens. They have a token that says yes. They have a bunch of these tokens and they're double-sided. So they have yes tokens. The backside says no. They also have a maybe token and they have a correct token, which is a little weird. They could just say correct on this one because the round ends when they get it correctly. But anyway, they have it. The cool thing are these yes, no, and maybe tokens. Part of it is that it is a clear signal to the player that these are the only responses that they can give to the players asking them questions. I found in games similar to this where it's just open, where that person can just say things, even though the rules tell them they can only say yes or no or maybe, you end up just naturally saying other things like yes, but not if it's cold, or no. Like as humans, we just say more. And so these tokens really help limit the person in terms of the information they can give. The even bigger thing, and the thing I really like, is that at the end of the round, there's often a discussion, like amongst the werewolves. They might be trying to find the seer, the person who knew what the word is, or you might be trying to figure out who the werewolves are. And these tokens really help you remember. They're a visual reminder of the types of questions those players asked. You may not remember exactly what question your friend asked, but if you look across the table and they have 4 no's in front of them, then you might get a little hint that maybe they weren't asking the most helpful questions. At the same time, you might look across the room and see some yeses, and that might be a clear clue to the werewolves that, hey, maybe that person is the seer. It's super helpful to have these tokens as a visual at the end of the round for like the discussion period, because you have that visual context to help you remember what just happened. Which sounds weird because it's like a 5-minute game. Like, of course you would remember these things, but the visual reminder is incredibly helpful for that. I really like this in this type of game, this social deduction game, where you have that visual reminder of what just happened. It's kind of a visual summary, so you can have a real discussion about it without constantly trying to remember what just happened. Really cool mechanism. If there's something else that you like about Werewords or Insider, which is the kind of the game that preceded this, or if you have a game mechanism or component in a social game that helps out with the memory aspect of it and for the deduction aspect of it, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Thanks.